Hey guys, Steve Welch here. We're coming into the holiday season as I record this, but this is really relevant no matter when you're doing it. But if you're about to rent a car, there's some things that you need to do. And it's not just hop in and drive. There's some things you need to do before you actually take the car, right? So I want to go over 10 things that you should definitely do before you drive away in your rental car. And this is, some of it's common sense, a lot of it's not, apparently, because, anyway. So first thing, and the reason that I'm making this video is because I passed Nashville International Airport on the way home yesterday, and I saw several vehicles pulling out with no headlights. All they had was the daytime running lights that you get in most cars. So the first thing you want to do is check your headlights. All right, so if you get into most cars, now this is a RAV4, this is pretty common that this could be a rental car, right? So if you get into a lot of cars, you'll get this auto right there. It'll say auto. Well, sometimes when they clean the cars, they put it back down here. If it's back down there, then it's all you're going to have is daytime running lights. So sometimes, especially if you're used to driving an older car, those daytime running lights looking forward give you enough light for the dim lights that you're really used to on your old car, because most of those are LEDs, things like that, that shine forward. You have no tail lights. So check the headlights and make sure, very first thing you should do is make sure that the headlights are on auto. I don't care if it's as bright as it is right now. First thing you get in there, check, make sure your headlights are on auto. That's number one. Number two, make sure you know how to work the AC properly. So how to turn on the defrost, how to change and go into heat and stuff like that. You don't want to try to figure that out while you're actually driving the car, while you're reaching over in the center console going, how do I turn on the rear defroster? You don't want to be trying to do that. Look for heated seats, look for stuff like that. The climate control and the comfort items, you should definitely familiarize yourself with those items as soon as you get into the car. Obviously you have the car running, but just once you get in the car, you should familiarize yourself with those items, right? Safety systems, all right? So if you're used to driving a 1985 Cutlass Supreme, you probably don't have a whole lot of safety systems, right? You don't have a lane departure, you don't have a dynamic cruise control or a lane keep assist or all these other things that are on a lot of these new cars. Well, keep in mind, most of your rental cars are newer model vehicles or later model vehicles. And we're, speaking of air travel, we're about to have Southwest go right over top of us. I'll give you a nice view there. But anyway, so most of these vehicles that you're gonna rent, and they're going to be a later model vehicle. Now, you might not be driving it that far, but if the thing starts beeping at you and you don't know why, or you don't know how to shut things off, just familiarize yourself with what the car has on it. Now, a lot of times you can't pregame that. You can't look at it the week before you go to rent the car, because it might say a RAV4 or similar, and you get there and they give you a Rogue. All right, the RAV4 and the Rogue are not going to be the same vehicle when it comes to, how they operate, things like that. But check your headlights, right? Check your safety system. Check out how to work the air conditioner system. Because here's the thing, I sell Toyotas, right? When I go and I rent a Toyota, I don't really have to familiarize myself with it too much, because I already know what it is. It's I might have to go, all right, yeah, let me remember where that is, whatever, and just kind of get it back in my head. Realistically, I don't, but let's just say I did, right? But if I hop into a Rogue, it could take me a second. If I hop into a Chevy whatever, yeah, it could take me a minute, right? So just realize that not all cars are the same, but most of them are actually kind of similar. I will say that. So safety systems, lane departure systems, cruise control systems, those types of things, they have similar buttons and similar looks to them. You should be able to figure out if you've been in a newer car. Like I said, if you're coming out of an 85 Cutlass, it's a spaceship. You don't really know what you're in anyway, but just familiarize yourself with it, right? Something else that nobody thinks about when they're renting a car, make sure you have washer fluid. All right, now maybe you don't want to fill it up, maybe you do, but look, washer fluid is a couple dollars, right? If you stop at a gas station or whatever, you're just make sure, obviously while you're at the rental car facility, make sure that that you spray it and that there is washer fluid on there. But at pretty early in your trip, you should probably get at least a jug of washer fluid. Unless you get in, you pop the hood, you look at it and it's all the way topped off, that's fine, leave it like that, you're probably good. But never hurts to spend a couple dollars for what basically equates to an insurance policy. Because if you're driving down the road and you can't see, that $2 will be the best thing you ever spent to put in your washer fluid and keep rolling down the road. I know I've used a lot of washer fluid, especially when you're driving up north. I've used a lot of washer fluid when you are just driving down the road. You know, you get salt and stuff like that comes up on the window. It'll just smear unless you have that washer fluid to give you a help there. So the other thing, know whether the vehicle that you are renting is rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, or four-wheel drive. Those are the main systems that you're gonna have. And know if you need to do anything to it to basically put it into a better mode than what you're in, right? Now, if it's rear-wheel drive, like certain sports cars, stuff like that, you're kind of stuck, right? You are what you are. Just know that it's going to drive a little bit more squirrely if it gets slippery out there, and act accordingly. Most all-wheel drives, so something like a RAV4, something like the Rogues and that, you don't really need to put them into all-wheel drive. The car's supposed to sense if it's kind of getting squirrely, and it should put itself in there. Most 4x4s, you need to manually put it into four-wheel drive. Some of them do have an auto switch mode if it senses that it's squirrely, but most of those are going to be your bigger trucks, bigger SUVs. That's where you'll get your four-wheel drive modes in some of those. But just know what you got and know if there's a button to put you into four-wheel drive or something along those lines, right? Something else, know where the fuel door is, right? Some of my best videos out there for views are, where's the fuel door on a RAV4, right? People ask that question all the time. So they moved it in this body style and now it's under the dash. So just know where your fuel door is, where your release is, because it'll save you some time at a gas station, or just Google it and you'll find my video on some of those, right? But the other part of that is don't ever let your gas get below half while you're running a car. You're in an unfamiliar area, and just there's not a reason to get below a half tank. You're gonna have to fill it up in the end anyway, but make an extra trip to the gas station. Just keep yourself above a half tank. If you slid off the road, God forbid, something like that, then at least you've got some time so that somebody could find you. You're unfamiliar with the area. It's gonna be harder for you to tell somebody where you're at, things like that. Just buy yourself that time, right? And this one, have some kind of a little kit that you can kind of put together. Little snack bag, something like that. Throw a blanket in there. Never hurts you to be a little bit more prepared than what you need to be. So now here's the other thing. Realize that an unfamiliar vehicle, even if you have the same vehicle, an unfamiliar vehicle may perform different than the one you're used to, or, you know, obviously if you have a different vehicle, it probably will. So things like how you take off the line, things like spinning tires, things like whether you didn't have all-wheel drive and now you're in an all-wheel drive vehicle, or vice versa. You can drive an all-wheel drive vehicle different than you drive a front-wheel drive. Just realize that the vehicle can likely perform different, right? That was number 9. So number 10, check local government information. All right, so when I say that, check things like how to find road information. Like here in Nashville, we have something called TDOT Smartway. It shows you road cameras. It can show you things like that. There's ways to get onto that. And I know I've like searched Colorado, Denver's got stuff. I mean, all these places that are major metro areas have some type of a traffic system, some type of an advisory system. They'll tell you, hey, avoid route whatever, avoid highway whatever. You know, if they close something, just know how to find that information. And then some of them, like I think it's the tourist, like the tourist bureau or whatever, in like Denver and some of these places, they'll actually have lists of stuff that they suggest that you have in your vehicle just because. Now, are you going to bring snow chains for your tires? You're probably not doing that if you're renting a car, but they'll have like a bunch of stuff on there, and maybe it ain't gonna hurt you to look at it, is my point, right? But that's just a list of 10 things that I've put together so that hopefully you guys can kind of take a look. I'll add a 11th item in here that I thought of as well. If your tire pressure light's on, at least make sure that you don't have a flat tire. Those pressure lights can go up, on and off. It's one of those annoyances that we deal with, right? That sometimes it's a pound off, and it's just because the weather switched, and sometimes that's the reason why. But Don't ignore your tire pressure light. Just kind of make sure that there's at least pressure in your tires, right? And then obviously make sure that you clear your car before you drive it. Don't drive it with it covered in snow. I've seen ice sheets fly off of cars, stuff like that. A lot of times you'll get people that are from warm climates that go to somewhere where there's snow, and they get like a little bitty, you know, hole in the windshield, and they figure that it's gonna be hot enough to clear it all off. A lot of times it's not, guys. So just do yourself a favor, do everybody else a favor, let your car clean off, let it warm up a little bit more before you take off. Just be safe out there, guys. But like I said, I'm making this video sometime right here near the holidays in the winter time. So but just realize if you're renting a car, there are some things that you still need to do and pay attention to when you're renting a car. So Steve Welch here. Hopefully I gave you some information you can use. Definitely like, subscribe. Appreciate you guys. You have a good one. Bye.